So you do that, and then you take another job, bartending or waitressing somewhere. You're not really doing music full-time then, are you? So isn't that then a failed business? If you start a business and you do it part-time and you can't make money from it, then it's not a business, it's a hobby. So that's the business aspect of it. You may call it a business, you may watch all these videos that call it the music business and watch videos every day on how to succeed in the music business and make $300 and think, I'm in the music business. You're in the music hobby. Let's just be honest. I'm just being brutal here because I'm being brutal with myself. I can't support a daughter by being in the music business and earning $300. I earn more in acting without knowing how to act. A primetime TV show paid me $2.5K a month as a retainer for 6 months. Is that really what creative expression is about? Getting something featured or other people saying you were good? Is that what it's about? I doubt so. I doubt that that's what creative expression is about. For those of you who worked in the corporate space, you understand how gingerly you would approach that situation and scenario. But as musicians, we tend to jump in. We tend to go, let's just jam. Let's not talk about all this formality stuff. Okay? So you go jam. Oh my God, I can play drums, you can play guitar. Ooh, we sound good. Damn, that was exciting. My hair was raising. Yeah, it was. But does that mean that they're good enough or they're compatible enough to be a business partner? No. If they're not, you shouldn't be in a band together. Go into business with someone you don't really know just because they could play an instrument and it clicked. Let's be honest. My daughter might play an instrument and it might click with you. So what? You're going to go into business with her? No? Then why are you going into business with this other person you don't know just because they're around your age? That's a stupid reason to go into business with someone. Any business owner will tell you that. Anyone in the corporate space can tell you that. Because a day job is a bit unnatural. That is for damn sure. Otherwise, we wouldn't be moving towards a creator and gig economy. Because eventually, all things that are unnatural on earth sort themselves out. If you channel from spirituality, something that you're meant to do is going to work easily. It's just blank. So easy. Versus a bar gig that gets over. Who in a bar gig is going to follow your social media? Probably no one. You don't really grow that. You grow a lot on your instrument, of course. But if that's your aim, my aim is not to be a singer for hire or even necessarily an original singer. Even the songs I've released, I've not performed them live. I don't feel the need to and repeat myself. Like one of my friends on Facebook commented yesterday, you can just tell people you don't want to repeat yourself, which is true actually. Free time, I'll sit down at my desk and produce a song, and nobody in the universe or on planet Earth can tell me what to produce. I'll put exactly what I want to put in there and press release. That fills me up with a lot of joy. And if you're a creative person, that's the same joy that painters get from painting any fucking way they want to paint. Or a writer gets from writing a book any way they want to write and self-publishing and so on. So this is probably going to be a bit of a tough video to make and a tough topic to talk about. For those of you who are my friends and family and watching this, then this is some news for you guys. And for all the other people out there on YouTube who this is primarily for, who I'm aiming to inspire and to I do teach and life coach and so on. So it is for people who are thinking of taking a music degree, or they have already taken a music degree just like I did and they're just passing out and so on. So this is really to share the journey with that group of... I'm sorry, I live in public housing in Singapore and there's some renovations going on, so you know the sound. Let's jump in. So in 2009, I did a music degree. Started in 2009 after dropping out of engineering, which was way too boring for me at the time, or so I thought. And did it from 2009 to 2013. And so far, accomplishments-wise, when I pushed hard, things have gone pretty well in the music space. And also I had side gigs like acting and so on and so forth. But no, I just want to specify for those of you thinking, because as musicians we think this often in showbiz people, oh, was he acting because he couldn't make it in music? Was he teaching because he couldn't make it in music? So on and so forth. There's a lot of back and forth that goes on in our minds. So I want to give you the specific details if you check my website, you'll be able to see the specific details of my path, from the music to the acting. The acting page is not up yet, but it will be soon, where I did act on primetime TV. I did a bunch of commercials for big brands, and I got my foot in the door. I believe there is a comedic sort of acting, showbizy nature to me. That's why I'm on YouTube, of course, and it just feels normal and natural to me. However, even in music, I do have a sort of talent for that. Some people might call that skills. Some people call that talents. Sometimes it's a mix. You never know. I did put in a lot of time and effort trying to work on my music skills. So they went places. I had songs that were featured all over the place. Just this year, 2022, Apple Music featured an instrumental track of mine on their New Music Daily playlist and was peaking at number 22 on the world chart. I guess New Music Daily is a worldwide playlist. It's not an Asian playlist or anything, it's a world playlist. It was number 22. So you might be wondering, yo, if this dude is number 22 in the whole world, even though it was for a week, why is he quitting music? So this is part one. I'm going to tell you guys the parts of the industry to watch out for and what is prompting me to say I'm quitting, and then there'll be a part two with my final decision. So let's just talk about a few different things, and this is going to get very musician based. So those of you who are not musicians, if you want to tune out at this point, you can tune out. That's up to you. I'll leave that up to you. But I promise it will be entertaining and educational. So if you've ever been in a band or you know anything about a band, now we try to emulate bands that are world famous. Clearly, we're going for gold. That's what you're trying to emulate. Now, you have to understand that a lot of these bands didn't form when they were 30 or even 20. So if you live in a city and you're starting music when you're 25, and we're going to be in a band, we're going to take over the world. Okay, and there's a few things there. You can do it. I'm a firm believer in processes and engineering and managing things and doing them right, and you can see that in my work. Everything's well designed and so on. Depending on how often I switch my path, because I am a life explorer, some links might be broken online, but the designs are always pretty nice, pretty presentable, pretty polished. It looks like, okay, this guy seems to know about branding. So I firmly believe in planning things out and engineering them. However, these bands that we are trying to emulate became friends when they were like 10, right? And they became such good friends, I feel, after reading a lot of their biographies, that splitting up might seem unnatural. It's like you splitting up with your childhood friend. The question on your mind would be like, why? Why would I split up with my childhood friend? It just so happens we also make music together, and it just so happens we also get recognized for it. Holy shit, we can do this for our whole lives. Look at these other people who've got to take day jobs. Damn, lucky we don't have to. Now, if you're living in a city, you're watching this, and you decided, like me, I'll get a music degree and then, take over the music scene or whatever. Not take over the music scene, but make it in the music scene. At 25 or 35, it's very easy to drop out of a band. And somebody go like, yeah, I got a family, I'm sorry, bye guys. You're not that good friends to begin with anyway. You've not been through thick and thin in life. You've not grown up together. You've not seen each other's girlfriends and wives change, boyfriends and husbands change, parents divorce, not divorce. You've not seen all that. So when you're starting in a city and you have a band, it's very different from when the Foo Fighters were forming. It's very different from when Coldplay were forming. It's very different from when most metal bands, whoever was forming when they were younger. It's very different. And those bands who form later, who are still together, you see that their members keep changing, right? So the first thing is that doing it in a band is kind of hard. So I'm definitely probably quitting the band side of things, unless it's a very spontaneous, effortless, free time thing where we come together, and that's why I'm setting up an instrumental band where you don't have songs. And I'm coming to those topics about why instrumental and why the payments and all that in the music industry. That's up next. So firstly, let's get this straight. Making it in a fixed band is pretty hard. Okay. So that leaves the other option, which is to go solo, and that's what I have been doing for a long time. And each time I go back into a band, I get frustrated because of this exact reason, where you're not the best of friends, firstly, to begin with. And there's nothing wrong with that, of course, if you're collaborating towards something epic. You're each getting paid really high money to do this, and you all enjoy what you're doing. That's a different story. I'm coming to that in the next few topics. So I'm going to definitely quit the band side of things, I think, because my solo music has always done better, much better. Some people say, hey, that's because you're very talented, dude. Okay, thank you. Some people say, oh, that's because you spend time on your skills. So clearly when the product's just you, it shows because it shines. That's possible. When you spend a lot of time doing something, you get good at it. That's just how life works, right? So could be that. And next I want to talk about income. Okay, so income, this is a big one for many musicians. We want to try and make life work by doing music full time. Firstly, and if you follow all my other material and you're into spirituality, you know that we are sort of trapped in a system. The education system that was built for us was built 200 years ago to design factory workers, what I like to call slaves, let's just be honest. So it was designed to create factory workers, and that day job system is the same thing. It's just churning in this machine. Now you're trying to do day jobs. And you're frustrated, and that's why you want to quit and do music full time, because you're thinking how fun a musician's life must be. I gotta quit this day job and I can't do this day job thing anymore. Now the truth is that a day job is a bit unnatural. That is for damn sure. Otherwise we wouldn't be moving towards a creator and gig economy, because eventually all things that are unnatural on earth sort themselves out. So that is for damn sure. It is not natural. However, at the current rate musicians are going, music doesn't really pay. Unless you find a gig that really pays, good for you. So you've become like really famous at the top of your craft. But then there's the other factors, so I hope you enjoy all of those. Or you are really high paid on a ship or as a touring musician because you've already made a certain level of fame and so on. And you enjoy that. But then there's other topics like family, so you don't get to see your family. There's other things like work-life balance and so on. There's so many factors. So as a life coach, I have to address all these. Not just as a life coach, but, well, yes, as a life coach, but I became a life coach because I enjoy life. I want to enjoy life. That's how I can coach others to have better lives. If you don't want to enjoy life to begin with, it's hard to be a life coach. So, unless of course you're just doing therapy and getting people out of a certain problem, that's fine. But to be an overall life coach, it's very hard to be a life coach unless you yourself really enjoy life and make it a point to enjoy life. So as a life coach now, who's been coaching people for a long time, because of my long list of achievements, some of which are embedded in pain and struggle and conditioning. I was conditioned to achieve many of those things when I achieved them as a child. So even that journey, some people might say like, whoa, so some of your achievements are fake, so how can you be a life coach? Because I can recognize the spectrum. So that gives me a deeper understanding of life. Some people don't even recognize it yet. Anyway, we're going off topic. So how much does being a musician in a band actually pay you? How much does being a solo artist actually pay you? I think overall in music, let's not count teaching, just performing, I might not have earned more than $15,000 total ever in 10 years. That's, if we just average that from 15 to 10, that's $1,000 a year. That's about $80 a month. 8 times 12, 96. $80 a month. So if you're earning $80 a month from something, it's clearly a hobby, isn't it? But I'm also 22 on the world charts. So isn't music a strange thing? If you were the 22nd top lawyer on planet Earth, you'd probably be paid a lot of money. If you're the 22nd best pilot on planet Earth, probably paid a lot of money. 22nd best runner on planet Earth, probably paid a lot of money. But I watched a YouTube channel where this runner girl was saying, from UK, she was saying, we don't get paid that much, I'm not sure. 22nd most well-known politician or actor on the planet, probably get paid a lot more. So, some people may say, yeah, you're not the 22nd most known, your song just reached there for like 1 week. I mean, that's true. But the markers are not really showing me success. And I'm obsessed about success because success means something's working. If you channel from spirituality, something that you're meant to do is going to work easily. It's just like, so easy. Like Jack Canfield says, and you can check out the link below that I post for Amazon, check out all his books, but try The Success Principle, it's a pretty good book. He says it feels like you should be going downhill, not uphill, when you're doing well in something in life. And music, while there is a talent, there is a skill, there is a inkling of something trying to come out of me, which always is for all musicians, it feels uphill at this point. That could be because of the pay, of course. I might make a lot more music when I'm retired, who knows. So the second thing is the pay. And if you look at spiritual life, your responsibilities are the actions and consequences that you've taken. So if I have a daughter, clearly my responsibility is to feed her. At least half of her expenses should be coming from me, right? That's the arrangement by default that you have with your partner. Of course, you can tweak the arrangement. Like, hey, I'm not going to provide anything for a year cash-wise, but I'm going to provide this, right? Your spouse may say, I'm not going to provide, I'm not going to be there for a year, but I'm going to provide this much cash to help, or whatever that might be. Whatever your arrangement is with your spouse, and so on. And if you're a single parent, of course, you're making that arrangement with yourself. So does it actually pay to fulfill my responsibilities in life? So recently I heard from a friend in one of the bands I'm in that we might be preparing for a gig in March or April where we get paid about 1.5k a person. Now, think about it. If I'm singing in that band, I have to sing every day. As a good musician, I should be singing every day. And so that's going to be a 1 hour of singing practice a day, maybe more if I'm that serious about becoming a singer. 1 hour into 100 days to the gig, 3 months. That's 100 hours. 1.5k for 100 hours. To add the 10 hours of the 3 days of performance, that's 100 hours total. For that gig, it's 3 days of performance. So 1,500 divided by 100 hours, that's $15 an hour. Why go through so much brain work, hassle, striving, struggling for $15 an hour? When I can go work at a McDonald's for $15 an hour. Or do some paperwork for $15 an hour that requires no brains at all. I can focus on creativity to create my own originals after work. More songs in the universe out there from me, rather than learning covers for a bar. More digital assets. In those 3 months I can put out 1 song each, easy peasy for me to put out songs, instrumental or with vocals, and anyone to produce nowadays. And I'm not trying to sell you a course or anything, but I have thought about giving other people that freedom, and there'll be another channel called Modern Recording Artist. There aren't a lot of videos there right now, but there will be eventually when I have the time, because I do want to help people learn how to express themselves. So music for me has been a great expression tool. And hey, look, a lot of the songs got featured in places, so why not? If that could be a hobby for you, I'd like to equip all humans with that ability, because I feel there's music in all of us. So that's one of my missions. But I could do that in 3 months and have 3 more digital assets floating around. On my YouTube channel, it's 3 more videos. On Spotify, it's 3 more songs. It's just an up-leveling permanently versus a bar gig that gets over. Who in a bar gig is going to follow your social media? Probably no one. You don't really grow that. You grow a lot on your instrument, of course. But if that's your aim, my aim is not to be a singer for hire or even necessarily an original singer. I even the songs I've released, I have not performed them live. I don't feel the need to, and repeat myself. Like one of my friends on Facebook commented yesterday, you can just tell people you don't want to repeat yourself, which is true actually, because when you create that song is when you're feeling that emotion. Just the very next day after you create it, you might be feeling completely different. And if somebody says you're going to rehearse that song, I mean, like, but why? If you're true to your self-expression and you go like, you know, if you're stuck in a position where like, oh, I have to perform this to my fans because now I've decided to be a pop star, unless I quit, like let's say you're Adele or Rihanna or Justin Timberlake, unless I quit and I don't announce this tour and I move out of music and I don't need to tour, I can't tell them that I'm not going to perform this song. So I have to rehearse the song about how I was feeling yesterday. That's yesterday's vibration. I have to rehearse that again today. So it might be a sad song. Today I might be feeling over the moon. But just singing that song and embodying that song again puts me back in a sad vibration. What's the point of that? I don't see the point of that. Unless you've decided that that's your aim and your goal is to be a performing artist and perform your own songs or cover songs that are sad, then great, you're fulfilling your responsibility. That's a great thing. But if you've not decided to do that, then being forced to do that when you don't want to, well, Why? Why would you do that to yourself? And I'm not talking to myself here too. I've done that to myself over and over again. And I think it's time to finally quit that. And the next thing is the vibration in music. If you study vibration and spirituality and know that everything is just vibration, because it is. Literally this entire arm you're seeing right now is just atoms, this, all of this, these trees behind me, this structure over here that could just break at any point. It's all just atoms. It's all vibration. So if you notice, 440 hertz, which is what C, I believe, is tuned to, and that tuning is a dissonant tuning of. I'm using the word dissonant loosely here. Musicians might be like, no, dissonant means something else. It's not a very harmonious tuning to elevate your system, and research and science has been done on this. There's many experiments where they show a different vibration, which apparently music was originally tuned to. And that creates a lot more harmony in the cells, in the being, and in all of life. Because if you follow quantum mechanics, we impact everything around us through our energy and words and things like that. So I believe if I'm quitting a toxic industry, I'm setting a fucking example. It's a great example. It's tough. It's a little bit of separation anxiety there. I don't know what I'll do with my time now. Clearly a lot other things to benefit humanity, but it feels freeing. It feels freeing. So if you notice the 440 hertz vibration, if you go and do some research, 432, which is C tuning down to 432, is a lot more harmonious. Now, a lot of you who don't actually understand tuning might be going, oh, I'm just going to tune C to 432, like on my synthesizer or on my guitar, and all the intervals, let's say this is C, this is D, and this is B, right? You're thinking everything's just going to shift down by 8 hertz. It's not the same. So not only does this shift, the size of the interval shifts too, from what I researched. So that shifts and that shifts and that shifts. Shifts. So you're going to need to go and find the exact tunings for that. Now think about it. If you want to play that tuning which is more harmonious, you're going to have to find all your band members who are okay to do that. The last time I tried that with a band, they were like, why? And I was like, this is why. And they were like, oh, okay. They didn't consider it very seriously. So clearly we're not a vibrational match for each other anyway, to begin with. So, and spirituality is that thing where Sadhguru said, you can hold hands and walk in the park together. You can't hold hands and go on a spiritual journey together. It doesn't work like that. There's just no such thing. It's separate and it's different for everyone. So, if you're really looking to align your life spiritually, and for a lot of people who are not into spirituality or religion, I might say in a more wholesome way, you're trying to align your life in a more wholesome way, then you just have to do more wholesome things. So, that whole vibration is off. I believe the fourth thing is time. To be a good musician, you have to practice. You have to practice. So there could be a difference between being an occasional artist and being a good musician. It's two very different things. I can be an occasional artist, and I have been for a large part of my career. And because of my innate talent or skills or conditioning, maybe every day I just listen to good music or music which I like, and or something the universe put inside me, my soul put inside me, naturally come out with these catchy things or these spiritual sounding things that people resonate with. Someone might go like, hey, that's amazing. So you can be an amazing occasional artist, or an occasional artist that some people find amazing. But that's not necessarily the same as being a good musician. Musicianship is a whole skill by itself, where you have to practice. Today my voice is a little sexy and low, and because I practiced vocals last night. Before last night, I had not practiced for 2 days. I don't know if that was the full moon energy or what that was. But yesterday when I was singing practice, I struggled with the exercises I was usually fine with, even the warm-ups. So it takes practice, and I've done this for drums in the past. I became a good drummer, and that took, literally I was practicing 6 to 8 hours a day. Every spare moment I had, I was practicing at least 2 hours, daily for years on end. So that leads you to climb very quickly as a musician. That's not necessarily the same as getting paid, vibrating correctly, having family time, and all the other factors I'm mentioning in this video. So there's that to watch out for too. So that's the time bit. It does take time to get good, and get good doesn't mean you get paid. Picture this as an example. You might be the fastest runner on planet Earth, but you're running in the Amazon rainforest. Nobody knows who you are because you just decided to live there with all the animals. You're alone. You might be the fastest. You might be running 100 meters in 8 seconds. 8 seconds. But nobody knows. And so you don't get paid. And so you don't have a business based around running. Your business is catching animals and eating them. That's your business. So there's a business aspect to it, which I'm coming to next. Just being good is not enough to do it full time and get paid and get peaceful and get relaxed and have a family. Does it give you enough time with your family and loved ones? Because your family and loved ones, you may change families. I get all those sayings about relatives are who you're born with. Loyalty is what makes family. There's many people who do that, like, oh, my family sucks, I'm finding a new family, and then their new friends become their family. I get that. Some people have gone through abusive childhoods, some people have gone through abusive things. Fine, whatever it is, your new group, your support group, whoever that might be. It might be friends on social media from overseas, it might be a video call with a friend once in a while. It could be anything, because eventually this whole life and universe is about connecting. It's not about being separate. So currently on this planet, we're moving from duality into unity. We're trying to move into being more united. So you do want to spend time around human beings, not just alone and by yourself. So you eventually want to move from duality into unity. That's the whole aim of this mission on Earth right now. At least for me it is. And for many of you listening, it might be as well. So does it allow you time around people? Or are you locked in your studio for 16 hours a day? I don't know. If you're locked in your studio for 16 hours a day and you're benefiting the world because you're that famous, or you're about to be that famous and that music really benefits the whole world, great, do it. If you're locked in your room for 16 hours a day and nobody knows you exist, and you realize, oh, nobody's possibly going to know I exist for another 20 years in the music space because of these 16 hours I'm imposing on myself, then you might want to think about spending time with other humans. Light up their day. They light up your day. It's a wonderful feeling, right? I mean, why do we come together during sex? It's unity. We need human connection around us. Now, don't go around and an incident comes to mind. Don't go around like touching people who are attached to just on the pretext of human connection. That can cause a lot of problems. And recently I'm getting reminded of some dude who touched my wife's neck at a party and he's like, ah! And I was like, what the fuck is this idiot doing? Human connection. We need human connection. So spend time connecting with other humans, even with animals, if that's your thing. Many people, it's popping into my mind intuitively, many people are going to be like, I don't like humans. That's because of what we've done to each other on this planet. So as we slowly start to heal and grow and improve and so on, start to connect with more humans. This is making me want to not quit the band. It's an ever-going battle, guys. I'm going to update part 2 about what my final decision was and how it played out. So the next thing is the business aspect. Now, the business aspect, joining a band or doing it full-time, even if you're solo, is like running a business. It's not like running a business, it is running a business. And as any business owner will tell you, there's a lot more responsibility on your head than being an employee. That's the truth. A business owner usually is infinitely more stressed than an employee. So if you decide to go solo or work in a band, you're running a business. As a solo artist, are you cut out to run a business? Yes, it's not a multi-million-dollar business to begin with, but you have to work on the product daily. That's your practice time. You have to work on marketing as often as you can. Now, some of us get stressed out by devices and social media and things. That's why we went to music, because we don't want to be part of this system that's currently on Earth. Another topic for another day. So are you okay to market yourself every day? Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me. Here's a new song, why don't you listen to me? I've done that. it's fun. The prospect of someone hearing a new song, that feeling excites me. But sitting down for doing that for 3 hours a day, that doesn't really excite me. So I'm not really going to do that. I try to do it when a new song comes out, and I do it pretty hard and intense, and so they get featured. I don't know. Is that really what creative expression is about? Getting something featured, or other people saying you were good? Is that what it's about? I doubt so. I doubt that that's what creative expression is about. Creative expression is about flowing, letting things out, and celebrating. They did studies on the people who live the longest on planet Earth. One of that was in, I think, Okinawa, Japan. I might be getting the name of the town wrong, but it's in the book Ikigai. You can check that book out. And what they found out is that all those people engage in song and dance in the evening, no matter what their jobs are. So they don't make singing and dance their profession, but they express themselves in the evening. And even those who are not singing and dancing also make their way there just to enjoy the movement and heal in the process. And that's what creative expression is about. Not making it okay. But anyway, you might only have music as a skill. You might be watching this and going, well, that's good for you, you got other skills, but I only know how to do music for whatever reason. Maybe you're like Michael Jackson. Family conditioned you, condition all the way. Now you're 16 and you only know music. You have no qualifications, you have no school, you don't know anything else. Okay, then that's just one of the challenges in life you're going to have to go through and do it. In your case, you might want to watch some motivational videos, or you might want to watch this video and check that, hey, now that I know all this, is now a good time for me to change and do something else. You can change at any point in your life if you want to, and if you're not fully oppressed by someone else. Because there's a lot of people, I got corrected in the past when people told me, hey, some people are born like in a jail cell, some people are born in some private prison, being raped 8 times a day, or someone's forced to work in a diamond mine, or someone's forced to work on a boat picking up shrimp from the ocean in Thailand's slavery-induced shrimp industry. That's okay, yes, that's true. If you're born there and you're watching this video, my heartfelt feelings go out to you, and I wish and pray that you can get out of that sooner or later. And eventually, if it's in my power to set up entities to do that, I will. At the moment, as you can tell, I'm struggling to just manage my own life, as we all are in this system. Because those of us who are more energetically tuned, the system doesn't really agree with us. So we first have to get out of there to then go rescue other people. You can't rescue other people from a trapped place. It doesn't really work. I've tried it. I've emptied my bank account to help people. And guess what I have the next month? An empty bank account. Can't help more people after that. So you have to set up a stable system to do that. So that is the business for solo. Now imagine if your business with a band, you have to, it's like starting a business with collaborators and co-founders. For those of you who worked in the corporate space, you understand how gingerly you would approach that situation and scenario. But as musicians, we tend to jump in. We tend to go, let's just jam. Let's not talk about all this formality stuff. Okay? So you go jam. Oh my God, I can play drums. You can play guitar. Ooh, we sound good. Damn, that was exciting. My hair was raising. Yeah, it was. But does that mean that they're good enough or they're compatible enough to be a business partner? No. If they're not, you shouldn't be in a band together. That's just food for thought. Is that something that you want to do? Go into business with someone you don't really know just because they could play an instrument and it clicked? Let's be honest. My daughter might play an instrument and it might click with you. So what? You're going to go into business with her? No? Then why are you going into business with this other person you don't know just because they're around your age? That's a stupid reason to go into business with someone. Any business owner will tell you that. Anyone in the corporate space can tell you that. Because the people in the corporate space are a lot more aligned to finances and salaries and things like that. So they are much more skilled than many of us creative people are in the financial realm. So you might pay to listen to them. And sooner or later, the things break apart because the band members can't be good business partners. You might be able to play really well. Good for you. But that could mean you set yourself up for exploitment forever and set into this motion and dynamic and mindset of, we're a band, please rescue us, we play really good. And a bar owner goes, okay, I'll pay you guys $150 a night. At least that was the going rate in Singapore for many years. I'm not sure what the going rate is now. And you're like, $150, okay. But do we play 6 nights a week? Not necessarily. So if you play only 2 nights a week, that's only $300. $300 into 4 weeks, $1,200. Can you even pay bills in Singapore with $1,200? No. So you probably go into debt and have to like swipe cash line accounts from different banks, which is like credit, which you then have to pay at a higher premium. Or you gotta take a separate job, a cab driver, whatever. I've tried doing deliveries even to earn cash, just as an experience to see how it was, because I like riding motorbikes. It's very tiring because of the sun, the hot sun you gotta ride around under. You're exhausted by the end of the day. But if that's the only thing you want to do, not music, you can make quite a bit of money if that's all you do as your new profession. But anyway, that's a different story. So if you do that, and then you take another job, bartending or waitressing somewhere, you're not really doing music full-time then, are you? So isn't that then a failed business? If you start a business and you do it part-time, and you can't make money from it, then it's not a business, it's a hobby. So that's the business aspect of it. You may call it a business. You may watch all these videos that call it the music business and watch videos every day on how to succeed in the music business and make $300 and think, I'm in the music business. You're in the music hobby. Let's just be honest. I'm just being brutal here because I'm being brutal with myself. I can't support a daughter by being in the music business and earning $300. I earned more in acting without knowing how to act. A primetime TV show paid me $2.5K a month as a retainer for 6 months. I basically got to sit at home and I probably doodled that time away in a bad way. But I think that was a healing period for me. No one in the music space has paid me $2.5K a month to not slog it out. Nobody. And my features and credentials in the music space are a lot higher than in the acting space. So another thing you learn in spirituality is that it's not about suffering. It's about, well, I guess we're over the business point. Let's talk about this point now. About suffering and making the right choices for your life. I think that could be like a conclusive point to this whole thing. For those of you who've been watching this far, thanks so much for watching, and I hope this guides you along your music path and you don't make the same mistakes I did. Let's talk about spirituality a little bit and the right choices. Now, there is a soul mission that all of us came here to live. No, what you do on this earth as an activity doesn't necessarily define your soul mission, but the qualities that you embody could define your soul mission. Of course, your career could also define the soul mission, but not necessarily. So, if something doesn't agree in your gut, it just goes like, ugh, this is off. It doesn't fill me with ease. Going into a band and rehearsing covers, especially on an instrument I'm new at that I'm not very good at. I was just talking to my wife about this last night. If I have to rehearse 3 months from now for a gig for singing, I'm a little anxious. But I know with the proper practice techniques and with my band, I'll be fine. But still anxious. I wake up in the morning going, oh, I have a gig in 3 months. I don't know. I don't like to wake up that way. Some people love that adrenaline in the morning. I'm past that stage of my life now. I don't like that in the morning. I want peace in the mornings. And so I meditate and do other things. Come to the park like this and vent all my frustrations out on YouTube. And hopefully teach and inspire people along the way. It clenches me up with a knot in my stomach, and I was telling my wife that, and I said if I think about playing drums in that gig, I feel like I don't even need to practice because I can play the shit out of the drums, at least enough to keep a bar gig going for hours and hours. Like nobody can say like, oh, this guy doesn't know how to play, just people will be dancing, and that then feels boring, especially if the pay ain't good. The pay is 20K. Ooh, let's get started. The pay is 1.5K after 3 months of prep. It's a bit like, yo, you ain't valuing my skill good enough, Versus me thinking that when I do have the free time, I'll sit down at my desk and produce a song, and nobody in the universe or on planet Earth can tell me what to produce. I'll put exactly what I want to put in there and press release. That fills me up with a lot of joy. And if you're a creative person, that's the same joy that painters get from painting any fucking way they want to paint. Or a writer gets from writing a book any way they want to write, and self-publishing and so on. And hey, even if that track doesn't make it to wherever, that's good. I feel that's better actually, because now I don't have to comply with standards that I feel will make the track go further. I can now create it the way I want to create it. And that's like any creative business owner who ever existed, or any creative chef who ever existed. Create what you want. People go, damn, I didn't even think about that. Then they eat it and they go, ooh, that's good. So that's called being creative. And slowly enough people catch on. You have a business. You have a business for a few years, you have an empire. That's how this shit works. So getting your creativity clamped down when you're a creative person, it's just not the way forward, guys. So that's on the spiritual side. Another point I want to add is the vibe of the musicians you're working with and the people you're working with, and even the audience actually. It's not restricted to being partial to musicians or anything. But let's say you're trying to you play with a band regularly. Let's be honest, everyone's vibes and energies mixing. Their problems become your problems. You sit down before a band discussion and somebody goes, oh, I just broke my leg. Okay. For example, let me take something from my own example so my current band members don't feel insulted or anything. So my grandparents died 3 or 4 years ago, right? So if I come there and go, oh, my grandma just died. Like, okay, now everyone's sad. I mean, if they have a shred of humanity and humility, they might be sad. So now everyone's sad. Next week somebody else like, my dog died, or my cat died, or and you're sharing frustrations and you're sharing stories, and it becomes a therapy group. And while I feel that music can aid therapy, because it does, that's why we're all drawn to music in the first place, doing that with a band weekly, or some of you daily, because you have good rocking bands which go a lot further than any of the bands I'm in currently, you might be facing overwhelm because of their energy, right? Somebody has, maybe your chakras are all aligned, and you know, when your chakras are not aligned, you can feel many things: stress, anxiety, horniness, you feel super horny. You have a band member who's horny all the time. Maybe you're a father, you have a daughter, and now that member's looking at chicks looking at women going like, damn, she's hot, ooh, I just want to bang that, ooh, I want to tear that up, ooh, I want to stick it inside her, ooh, I want to lick her all over. Sure, we all have human bodies and we all have sexual needs. But let's say some dude or chicks, stop saying dude and chick, that's so 1990. If some male and some females chakras are not fully aligned, and they keep saying that all day long, and they're in your band, and every time they're with you, they're saying that, they're influencing your energy in a way. Is that what you want for your life energetically? Is that the kind of energetic influence you want around you? That's your choice. You get to choose to stay or to go. So yeah, you choose the people you're around. For example, for me, I have asthma. So if I'm around people who smoke, I mean, they're my band members, I'm going to bond with them, I'm going to grow with them, and then they smoke straight into your face. Sometimes it's not their fault, the wind is just blowing like that. Often it's not their fault. If you're working with understanding people, it's never it's not really their fault. You're choosing to stand there, right? So, smoke straight into your face. Now my breathing gets affected for the rest of the day. Don't I deserve to have a clean breathing life after putting in all this effort into life? Or just the way life is so abundant, this planet is so rich with clean air, I'm among the trees and plants right now breathing in oxygen. Don't I deserve to have a clean and healthy and happy life? I do? Okay. Then why do I have to sit across a smoker breathing straight into my face once a week for 3 hours at a stretch? That's just one example. You may have another example. Maybe that person has cats. Maybe you're allergic to cat fur. Maybe that person talks about divorce all the time because they just went through a divorce, and that's a way for them to heal. Nothing wrong with that. Your band is your healing kind of space. You're listening to the stories of divorce. And your parents got divorced 20 years back, and now it's bringing back memories, and now you're depressed. So this is what happens when you spend time around people for your work. So I guess in the corporate space, you're a little more shielded from this because you don't really go that deep unless you become friends and so on. But you can become good friends at the corporate space, of course, just like a band, because you meet every day. In a band, you don't even meet every day, but when you meet, it's more intense because of the music you create together. And so, but either way, you're gonna get affected by their energy and their life and their life stories. Now, if you're really solid and your energy is all aligned, and you really enjoy playing your instrument, and you really enjoy rehearsing, and then you take on these stories and mentor them, more power to you. More power to you. Congratulations, like you're in a great space and you're mentoring them. But if you anyway don't like the other factors that I mentioned, which is the time it's not really working for you, the money it's not really working for you, the band prospects are not really working for you, you don't really like the vibration of modern music, and then you still have to be their therapist, I think you should be getting paid for that, isn't it? And that's what I do anyway. I get paid to give therapy to people and healing to people. And I enjoy that. I enjoy being there for people when I'm being compensated for my energy in cash or anything else, whatever we might be compensating. 1 second, there could be wild animals here. As I said, that was the last point. The timer on this video was 434377. Pretty solid numbers. So I think I should end here. This video is meant to help you, really, to think about all these factors. Write down all these factors. If you're an energetically tuned being, you'll also write down the 440 hertz stuff, the spirituality stuff. Write it all down and use this as a checklist each time you're working with any new band or any new musician, and just see if that works for you. And you can do that even for other jobs, not just music. Do it for all your jobs. I am a life coach, so I'm going to send this to some of my clients too. Use it to gauge any new opportunity. And remember, when you're gauging, one last point, at 44:44 on this clock, I'm going to say, is it doesn't necessarily have to pay a lot in any of these areas. It can be just a little, and then it can be like a side project. So if you like the band a little bit, you like their vibe a little bit, or let me rephrase this. You like their vibe, you like the pay that you're getting for a particular gig, you like the songs, you like rehearsing, you like practicing, blah, 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 blah. But there's a gig that only pays you $100 that's coming up soon, but you already have a day job and you already have something else, then this can be a nice little thing if you have the time and you don't really have a family. Did I cover family time? Can't remember. Okay, you're gonna have to slot that into your day as a nice little side project. It's like going through your day and eating a chocolate, like that. It doesn't have to be your main career, but you can use this checklist for anything in your life, and really how to check if a music career is right for you, or any career is right for you. To be honest, I think I'm going to change the title of this YouTube video, because now this is starting to make sense. Because I do help musicians, but I also do help non-musicians a lot. The larger part of my clientele right now is non-musicians. So more on that another time, about why musicians can't afford services and things. But yeah, I've been through that struggle. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing because I've been through it and I know it's true. Oh my God. I hope I end up not quitting. I hope I end up not quitting. Anyway, that's why there's part 2 of this video. But these are some good considerations for you guys. I like how the universe finds a way to make me serve through my own problems all the fucking time. That's cool. People get service. Great. Anyway, I enjoy that. I enjoy if you guys are having a good time and getting help through this video. So that's all for today. Thank you so much, my friends. If you did enjoy this video, please click like, please subscribe to this channel, and please hit the bell icon for more such videos and life experiences from a life coach, ex/present musician, and dad, husband, and so on, son, that kind of thing. Alright, YouTube wants you guys to check out this video next on my channel, so check that out, and hope you enjoy your day. This is Zephyr, and I wish you more peace, love, light, and magical energy to up-level your life. Thanks so much, and bye-bye.